Hello, welcome to Sunday Night Live. Thank you, those of you that are joining, those of you that will be joining, those of you that might be watching the replay. Thank you for being here. Trying to make this a regular thing so you get used to it. Sunday Night Live. Well, you know that one kid that's always a troublemaker? For me, it's Instagram. Every time I try to go live, Instagram always has a problem. So if you can see me, Instagram, I don't think you can. My software is telling me you failed, but that little naughty kid. Let me try one time to get Instagram on. That's what I was trying to do before I came on live here. Let's update. No, I don't know. All right. Well, sorry, Instagram. You'll have to catch us in another platform. I'm on Facebook, my Facebook group, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So hopefully you can find us somewhere. Okay. Welcome, you guys. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Big exciting news. If you follow me at all, or if you don't, I'll tell you anyway. 1 week, actually yesterday, next Saturday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, so 6 Pacific, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. Sorry, Eastern. It's hard to get all the time zones. Hopefully your kids will be in bed and you can come and join me for my ADHD workshop, which is helping your kid and yourself work through those tough words that our kids say, right? I hate myself. I'm stupid. I can never do this. I will never learn. All the negative talk that makes us reactive, perhaps. We're going to be talking about that in my workshop. I'm going to give you 3 really practical tips. Obviously, can't cover all of them in an hour workshop, but I hope you'll come. It's free. I just want to help. I want to be there for you and support you. And so I've been trying to get the word out on that. But today, one of the things I talked about in my YouTube videos of day 3, I think it was, on my YouTube videos, was about some parenting mistakes that might be out there, right? Some parenting mistakes that we as parents of ADHD children might do that sounded good when we were kids or sounded good for neurotypical kids, but sometimes don't work for kids with ADHD. And I know this might be a little bit of a hard topic. Just hear me out and remember, every child is different. And what I'm saying is in general, and we're going to talk about the brain in general for kids with ADHD. Your child might be different. Your situation might be different. But I want to really address something that sometimes backfires, and parents, talk to me and they say, wait, why did that backfire? Or why didn't that working? Or what happened? So if you saw any of the notices, it's about rewards charts. So you ready to dive in? Let's talk about rewards charts. So rewards charts in ADHD, those are things that many of us wrestle with. Like I said, some of our neurotypical selves, when we grew up, those worked really, really well. Sometimes those worked if we're teachers and they worked in the classroom really, really well, or, whatever is, with other kids. And like I said, not every brain is the same, but in general, they don't work with ADHD brains, right? And many families wrestle with this, right? They might start off and it works really, really well, and then it goes downhill from there. If you know anything about me and what I've talked about on my podcast is the strength-based learning, right? Really, really advocating for the strengths, but also the long-term solution. I really don't believe in Band-Aids and putting a fix over something that's quick. Yes, it might help in the immediate term, but not necessarily in the long term. So what I believe in is really long-term solutions that work for your kid now, but also when they're 20 and 30 and 40 and 50. And also, I forgot what I was going to say. See, there goes the brain again. My cat needed a pet. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, the long-term solutions are so important. So we all want our children to feel successful, right? We all do. Us, everyone wants to feel successful, even ourselves. We want to feel successful as adults. We want to build good habits for ourselves and especially for our kids. And we want them to thrive. That's what we really want as parents, I believe. We want our children to thrive. And my cat is really competing with my attention. Sorry. I need to put my cat away. All right. We want our kids to thrive. So rewards charts often seem like the simplest path to get there. But for kids with ADHD, they can sometimes have the opposite effect. And that can leave both you and your child feeling frustrated or discouraged. And so we're going to talk about that for sure. What does that mean? Why? Why would your kid feel frustrated if they're getting a reward? Why would you feel discouraged? What's going on? There is science behind it. I'm going to talk about that. We're going to unpack that actually, right? What happens? What's really going on in the brain scientifically, neurologically, and most importantly, what you can do instead to help your child grow with confidence, resilience, and joy. I'm not just going to give you a bunch of, oh, you should be doing it this way. No. I'm going to give you practical strategies. And I should really also check in with if anyone is saying anything. If you are, I hope you holler or do something, scream up and down, jump up and down, because if you have questions, I would love to answer them. Yeah? Sorry, I'm just taking a quick check in here to see who's talking on all the different platforms. You know, the thing that's also makes this really hard is that all the different platforms go on their own time schedule, right? Some are a little bit later, some are more behind. So goodness gracious. And then there's that naughty kid Instagram. It doesn't want to go at all. Okay. Here we go. All right. I didn't see any so far, so I'm going to keep going. What's really happening in the ADHD brain, right? Here's where the science comes in. I really want to leave you quickly with some practical strategies. Children with ADHD have a unique neurobiology, especially in the way their brains use certain chemicals. You've heard of this one before, I'm sure. Dopamine, our friend dopamine, right? We always say the kids even now use that, right? The dopamine scroll. Oh, we just need more dopamine, right? Or norepinephrine. I knew I could say that word. And then those two chemicals affect motivation and focus, right? It's not that they don't care or aren't trying. It's that their brain circuits for reward and motivation work differently. For many of these kids, waiting a whole week for their reward isn't just hard. It's like darn right impossible. It can really feel that way for a child with ADHD. I'm an adult with ADHD. My son has ADHD, and I know what it's like. We all love those immediate rewards, right? We love those. So immediate feedback lights up their brain for more than something that's delayed. I'm sure you can logic your way into that one, right? The immediate reward lights up their brain, that dopamine, far more than if it was delayed in the future. And I'm going to talk more about that. Don't worry. But it's not a flaw. Please, please, please don't see this as a flaw, because our brains are amazing. It's a difference. And they should know their brain, and you should know that about their brain. It's just wired differently. And once we know that, we can start working with their brain, not against it. Right? Really important that all people in the party know that their brain is just wired differently, amazingly differently. All right, the emotional ripple effect. What is that? Let's put ourselves in their shoes for a moment. Like I said, you could probably logic your way into it, but let's try to be empathetic. And let's put ourselves in their shoes. Imagine you're really trying. So say maybe you're at work and you're really, really, really trying to do a good job for your boss. You're trying so hard, doing your best. But your boss says, well, Your work isn't really adding up. And no matter how hard you work, you're never going to please your boss. Because the prize, it feels out of reach. Your boss is always going to say, yeah, but you did good, but maybe you could try this, but you didn't quite reach the goal. So you're not going to get the reward. Even as adults, we have those rewards, right? So if you're a little kid, though, especially a child with ADHD, you can't logic your way into this, right? It's emotional and it's neurological. So when they're trying their very best to be on their best behavior because they really, really, really want that reward, but they mess up, then they start a spiral. They start what I'll be talking about next Saturday as the negative talk spiral, right? They quickly go from I'm not good enough to I'm a complete failure, right? Or even worse, depending on the age, depending on, again, all these brains are differently, but there could be a very quick downward spiral. And we really want to avoid that negative talk spiral is what I call that. Okay, so we're being empathetic. Sorry, back to us being empathetic. The stickers aren't adding up. The chart isn't moving, right? Our boss isn't caring. Of course, our kids, if it's not working for them. What's happening is that over time, it's not teaching perseverance. It's not teaching, keep going, you got this. Although in some kids it does, and sometimes it does. It really depends on the situation, the mood they're in, the rewards they're getting, how quick they're getting the reward. But in general, it teaches frustration. And then again, that negative talk spiral, that shame. I'm not good enough. I'll never be good enough. They'll never see me and how hard I'm trying. They just see that I didn't do their thing right. Is that making sense for anyone? Some kids start to think then, some teenage kids that I was teaching and working with, they think, why do I even try then? I try so hard and they don't even notice or they don't care. Why? Why even try? Others act out of withdrawal. I'm sorry, they act or they withdraw, right? I'm not, whatever, that's good, whatever. I don't care about the rewards chart. I'm just going to act out. And then again, that negative talk. And this feeling can hold on to a child longer than a reward can. So you get $5 or you get candy or you get whatever the reward is, that feeling of I'm never good enough, they don't see me, that sticks a little bit more than the reward sticks in their mind. So I know this might be hard to hear. Again, please know that every situation is different, but I'm going from the science and experience of what I've seen and what I know, and what I also personally know. All right. But I don't want to be all doom and gloom and, oh, you should throw out all your rewards charts and just give up or whatever. But I do want you to taper off if that's possible, but do some other things instead. Let's talk about what to do instead. Our real goal isn't to collect stickers or points, right? That's really not what you're about. You don't really want to give them a lollipop and $5 or whatever, right? It's to help our children build the skills, the confidence, and the sense of capability that will carry them now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, right? We are really working on that long-term goal that will carry them through life. We want them to learn, I can do hard things. I can figure things out. And I'm growing. That comes from experiences of success that feel real and immediate, from adults who notice and celebrate their effort, not just results. Effort, not just results. And you'll notice this in your child, right? You'll notice that they will work on the thing they want to work on, right? They're motivated to work on the thing that they want that's rewarding to them immediately. Have you noticed that? Rather than the thing that's not so rewarding that they put off. And then that probably is where some of the battles come in, right? So you'll probably notice that your child is self-selecting the those immediate rewards. I know I certainly did it and do it as an adult with ADHD. I noticed that, my son too, that we pick the things that are more dopamine pleasing, right? The things we want to do. In fact, a lot of us do that. Even neurotypical people will pick probably the thing they prefer to do rather than the thing they don't, the thing that gives them immediate rewards. Might sound familiar. Yes, though, reward systems are flexible. When the rewards come quickly and when they focus on the process, not just the prize. The process, not just the prize. You know, before I get into my practical solutions, I just want to scroll through all my little social media channels here and see if I have any comments that need to be addressed. Okay, I'm seeing on Facebook. Oh, okay. Cherie, hi. Fifth grader with the sticker chart. Oh, without a sticker chart, Cherie, right? A fifth grader without a sticker chart. So, yes, we are working on without that true motivation that comes from within, intrinsic motivation, right? So lovely. Thank you for that comment. And let me see if there's, I don't know what's happening with LinkedIn. It looks like it's doing something, but okay. And of course, our naughty child Instagram. Okay, awesome. Thank you for your comments. Yes, I got the sticker charts, right? The rewards that will come in a different way. So let's get into the different way, right? So I can quit hemming and hawing. There's a few ways you can start moving in that direction right now. And I love that we have teachers joining us. I see a couple teachers listening, so thank you. I want you to catch the good right away. Because remember, our ADHD kids especially hear no, don't. They hear well more. I had the statistic on this in one of my podcasts, I think, a lot more. Like 9 out of 10 times is a no for an ADHD kid than it is. And I will get the exact statistic for you, but they hear no more than yes. So we need to give them the yeses in this world, right? I mean, just please put yourself in their position. How many times can you stay positive or try to do the right thing if all you get is no, and then one time maybe a yes? That's pretty serious, isn't it? That can land with some people for sure. So catch the good right away. Give them more yeses than nos, please. When your child does something positive, even a small little thing. Wow, I noticed you were throwing that trash away and it missed the trash can. You went back and picked it up. That's amazing. Thank you. I love that you just picked up that trash. It doesn't have to be for everything, please. I'm not like, wow, I noticed you got up out of your chair or, no, I'm not talking about every single thing, but the things that you would like them to foster as they grow older. I noticed you got up out of your chair and pushed it in. That's wonderful. I noticed you brought your dishes down when you walked down the stairs. Yay! I'm working on that one with my son. So even those small things, but not, please don't go overboard on this. Please hear that. So you want to acknowledge it in the moment, though. It's really important to acknowledge it in the moment, right? And you can say things like, what else could we say? I saw you pause and take a breath before you answered. I appreciate that. Thank you. Or that was awesome. Or whatever skills you've been working on. If you work with me as a coach, I would say something like, that's really working on your nervous system. Thank you for checking in with your nervous system first. I would say things like that to the kids. All right, let's do another one. Chunk it down. Break a big job into teeny, doable steps and celebrate each one. Little wins are going to add up, right? Again, those little wins. Again, don't hear what I'm saying as teeny tiny itsy bitsy steps, but chunk it down. Don't be like, clean your room, right? That's a very typical example. Clean your room. No child, pretty much, or especially no ADHD child is going to do that, right? They're going to find their book of pictures as they clean the room. They're going to sit down, they're going to and they're going to remember, and then they're going to maybe, pick up their phone if they have a phone, and they're going to write to their friends about, oh yeah, remember when we went to, and they'll go down that path. So please chunk it down. Okay. Pick up all your socks. Pick up all your pants. Make your bed, right? We're going to have to chunk it for them. And little kids, you can do it visually with pictures. Older kids, you can talk about it or make a list. Lots of ways I can talk to you about this if you have questions. I've talked about it on my podcast and I think on these lives as well. All right. Move. Oh, we love it. We love it. Sensory breaks and movement aren't distractions. Please hear that, teachers. I know we all want us to sit in seats and be good, but that's the factory. That's our factory that taught us to do that. These kids nowadays need stand-up desks. I actually should be standing up in mine because I'm already feeling myself needing to wiggle, right? They need stand-up desks. They need movement break. They need chair bands that they can kick or something to help them take a walk around the quad or to the office and back carrying a really heavy book. Lots and lots of suggestions I can give, but they need these because trust me, especially if you're a teacher, and I see a couple teachers listening, so I'm really looking at you. The tools that help your child refocus and feel regulated. So if your class is getting blah and you're just going on top of it, right, that you want them to calm down more and calm down more, best thing you can do is help that child regulate themselves. Your class will also regulate. I'm going to talk about that on Saturday as well. Co-regulation with whether you're a teacher or a parent, setting your mood first before you help the child, right? But the child's mood will also impact the classroom and impact you or your home or wherever, and then it becomes a spiral again. You see how this is all connected? The nervous system has to be worked on first, really, first and foremost. Oh my gosh, I'm almost at my half hour, so let's just keep moving. Let's talk about collaborate, dictate, huge one. With the students I taught and the students that I coach now, and the parents, yes, if I collaborate with them. So invite your child to help solve the problem. When they help design the solution, they feel ownership. And that builds, beautiful word, self-advocacy. So you really want them to have some stake in it, especially if we're looking at the long term, when they're going to be on their own and they're going to be out of the house, and you want them to be able to make decisions, right? We're gearing up for that long term. So self-advocacy, let them have some say in it, please. And so if it is a rewards chart that you're being flexible with, have them help you build what the rewards are and when they come. Like, when do you feel best? Right after we finish an assignment, you need to know how you did. Great. You feel best at the end of the day when we're going to bed and you would like to read things. Of course, I can go into much more detail, but I'm almost at my half hour. Sorry. And then spots ADHD kids in creativity, energy, help them see those gifts. It really builds real confidence for the future. So please help them see their gifts. Again, something else I'm going to be talking about on Saturday. So I'm really excited about this, but I felt like this was really relevant. I'm going back to school and let me go back and check what you were saying, because I have to open up all these different things. And I lost it. Where are you? Okay. So I just want to close real quick after I try to find where I was. The heart of words charts aren't bad. Aren't built for every brain. That's the problem. They weren't built for every brain. When we stop relying on rewards charts as the only tool and instead create immediate, meaningful, and strengths-based feedback, you guys know I love that. We give our kids a belief in themselves. We give our kids what they truly need, a belief in themselves. So much more important than a reward, right? That belief in themselves. But we have to build it. It's not going to happen overnight, especially with ADHD kids. It's neurologically, we have to program the brain, right? We have to make those neurological connections. That doesn't happen by just saying, okay, great. We have to do it over and over. Consistency and long term. Those are really not what everyone wants to hear, but they're really, really essential. You can start right now and they will see changes soon, probably within a couple of weeks. I talk about that in my YouTube video series. Within a couple of weeks, I had a parent and a child have great success. Consistency, though, and thinking about this from the perspective with ADHD, not from what we grew up in, even if we had ADHD, what works for that brain, because we know so much more based on the science. So this long-term belief, it's worth far more than any prize at the end of the week. It becomes the foundation for resilience, self-confidence, and lifelong growth. And I appreciate you all so much. I know, parents, what you're doing, raising a child with ADHD, and some of us have it. I see you as well, giving you your reward right now. Or if you're listening in the future, if you've gained anything out of this, thank you. I appreciate you, and you're doing an amazing job. Please know that. And you are you're open to learning a different way. You're open to helping your amazing, unique child and their amazing, unique brain. The fact that you're here or that you're watching in the future says so much about your heart as a parent, and that matters more than any reward chart, right? You're doing amazing. So I hope I will see you on Saturday night. I schedule in the night, so after this holiday weekend, so you guys can be asleep, or your kids can be asleep, not you, and you can have some time to just hopefully hear what I'm having to say and share with other parents that come. It will be on Zoom, so we can talk more chatty than this social media, but I just wanted to share with you on my Sunday night lives. Get it? Saturday Night Live, Sunday Night Live. Okay. Please let me know any comments you have. I'll try to read them after. I know I'm not get on them all the time when I'm on the lives, but if you have anything that you want to share, I value you. I value your questions, and I hope on Saturday you can come and we can have more discussions then. See you 6 p.m. Saturday Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful holiday weekend. Be safe. Bye.